Well, away from the razzmatazz of AI, let's talk Nigeria at 65 at this time. A journey defined by resilience, creativity, and keep moving forward. Now, yet beyond the celebration lies the real task, building a stronger institution, empowering our youth, improving education, and restoring public trust. One of the questions on the lips of Nigerians is how can we achieve a Nigeria of our dream? Join us via Zoom from Canada is the co-founder, Africa Data Warehouse, Bayo Adedosu. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And once again, happy Independence Anniversary to Nigeria.
Absolutely. Nigeria at 65, are we truly independent? Looking at some of the challenges we've been through since the independence, since 1960.
Well, one thing I would like to say is Nigeria is very much on track, no doubt about it. We were not where we were years back, and we may not have arrived at our destination, but no country ever arrives at a particular destination without taking certain steps. And it is in this regard that I will conveniently say that as a nation, at 65, let's applaud Nigeria. Let's applaud the citizens of Nigeria. Let's applaud everything that is called Nigeria. We have come very far and we are on the right track. Nigeria has achieved a lot in 65 years. Many nations at 65 cannot boast of what Nigeria has achieved. I understand that people expect so much, but hey, things gets built over time. And the nations that we have that are called the so-called developed nations today, 65, they were not where Nigeria is today. So whatever the case may be, not minding our challenges, not minding the noticeable shortcomings, Nigeria has come very far and Nigeria is on track. I'm happy that I'm seeing changes. I'm seeing the kind of innovations. I'm seeing the kind of Nigeria that I would love to live in and return to. And that can only be achieved through government being focused, commitment, and the government making sacrifices, and even the citizens playing their part. One thing I always say is, it is the people that build the nation. It is the little things we do in our various corners that become great, that build greatness for the country or create great challenges for the country to surmount. So we need to be intentional about building Nigeria. Building Nigeria is not about politics. It's not about political affiliation. It's about seeing Nigeria beyond the leadership of the country, because we are all leaders in our different spheres. We are leaders in our different spheres in the sense that in every area of our influence, whether you are in the office, whether you are a taxi driver, whether you are a market woman, you are a leader. You are impacting the system. And how well are you impacting the system? The countries Nigerians migrate to have developed because the citizens take it upon themselves to build the country, and building the country simply means being disciplined. And trust me, a lot is still ahead to be achieved.
Okay.
With concerted effort, we'll get there.
Mr. Adedosu, some will say you're speaking like this because you are not in the country, facing some of the challenges that ordinary Nigerians are facing at the moment. Take a look at the removal of fuel subsidy. The president has described some of the initiatives or policies put in place as a surgery that it will soon be over. So can you speak to this, putting on leadership on the people? What about the core leaders? What are they doing to cushion the effect of some of these challenges that ordinary Nigerians are facing at the moment?
Thank you very much. This is one narrative that really gets me angry. That I'm saying this because I'm not in Nigeria. I'm not saying this because I'm not in Nigeria. I'm somebody that is well represented in Nigeria. I have activities. I tell people being abroad does not change my commitment to Nigeria, does not mean I'm left of the Nigeria than the next person who is in Nigeria. No, that is not the way it is. It is a very lame way of saying things. When you say, oh, you're not there with us. Every country's challenges are peculiar. I know the challenges I'm facing in this country that are not even being told by the media. A lot of things that are not being said by the media, simply because the media here, they have rules of engagement that a lot of things don't get published or publicized. Let me give you an instance. I have a mother, an aged mother in Ibadan that I send money to. I
Location.
know the cost of living has changed for her. And one thing I always say about the price of crude oil or the price of fuel, when people were jubilating about deregulation, I said they didn't know, I told them they didn't know what they were jubilating about, simply because they don't understand what the regulation means. Let me give you a very practical instance. Right now, as I woke up this morning, this is just about 2:38 a.m. If I should go to the gas station, the minimum price I'll buy a liter of petrol this morning will be $1.42. That's the minimum. By afternoon, let's say by 2 o'clock, the price will drop slightly to like $1.38. What does that tell you? And it simply means the price of fuel is not dictated by the government. There is no subsidy. There is no subsidy anywhere. If we want to continue talking about the government removing subsidy, is like we ate our meals days before, and days after we don't have anything to eat. Now we have to fast. Like the Muslim will say, I don't know the right word in Arabic, but you eat sari, then at the end of the day you need to do the fasting. That's what it is. Now, let me give you another practical example of what people are saying that makes it a no-brainer. Some years back, before COVID, around 2020, 2021, the 7 kg bag of rice here in Canada sold for $9.99. That was 2020. Please mark it. 7 kg bag of rice sold for $9.99. That's before tax. And how much is the tax? The so-called VAT, the VAT we have in Nigeria, we call it HST, GST here, is 13%. So before tax is $9.99. Today, as I'm speaking with you, the same bag of rice, 7 kg, is $20.99 before tax. I was in Nigeria between July and August. I bought a 5 kg bag of rice, for $7,500. What does that tell you? And when people talk about, oh, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, they just cringe. Do these people really know what they're talking about? Let me give you another instance. People abroad are actually living in poverty more than we can imagine. If I want to buy a large cup of coffee, it sells for $3.69. $3.69 for a cup of coffee without a sandwich. If I chose to have sandwich, bagel, or any other kind of sandwich to eat, that will cost me an average of almost about $10.
Mr. Adedosu, some will argue or disagree with some of your analysis this morning, comparing where you are to what is really happening in Nigeria.
This is what you are trying to do. You are trying to say is because I'm not in Nigeria. I'm trying to lay the foundation to let you know that economy of one country and not the economy
so Mr. Adedosu,